If you already have herpes and your partner does too, can either of you get it again in a different spot? And what if only one of you has it? Can the other person get it in more than one place the first time after they're exposed? It's a question a lot of people get mixed up about, and it really comes down to understanding herpes immunity. So in this episode, I'm going to clear up the confusion around reinfection and explain how herpes immunity actually works to protect you. Hi, I'm Kat Dupree, and I help people to navigate life with herpes. If this is your first time listening to the Herpes Wellness Podcast, I want to take this moment to welcome you. And if you happen to be returning, welcome back. A few days ago, I was asked a really great question by a member of our Herpes Wellness community. If I already have HSV2 and my partner has it also, and one of us has an active outbreak, can either of us get it again in a different spot if sores happen to touch us somewhere else on our bodies? Now, this is a really important question that I've seen come up over and over again on different platforms. So I thought this would be the perfect time to talk about reinfection, what's actually possible, what isn't, and why people often get confused. I mean, we've all heard that you can spread herpes to another part of your body if you touch an open sore and then touch somewhere else. And that's true in some cases, but not for the reason you may think. So let's start by talking about what actually happens when you first get herpes. In the beginning, your body hasn't built antibodies yet, so your immune system doesn't fully know how to fight it. In that short window, usually within the first few weeks, there's a small chance of something happening called autoinoculation. Autoinoculation means accidentally spreading the virus from one part of your body to another before your immune system has time to recognize what it is. For example, if you touched an open sore during your first outbreak, and then you touched your eye or another part of your body without washing your hands, you could transfer the virus there. That's why doctors often say to be careful not to touch sores, avoid shaving the area, and wash your hands often during a first outbreak. It's important to know that this stage is temporary, and this can happen with either HSV1 or HSV2. Once your body starts producing antibodies, those antibodies, which create immunity, circulate throughout your entire system and protect you from getting HSV1 or HSV2 in another place. Now, let's talk about what happens after your body builds immunity. Once you have antibodies for HSV1 or HSV2, your immune system recognizes it right away. It's like your body saying, hey, we've seen this before and we know exactly how to fight it. Because of that, it's virtually impossible to get HSV1 or HSV2 again in another area of your body, even if someone else's active sore comes into contact with your skin. That said, there are a few key points to keep in mind though. First, let's get really clear on how herpes actually spreads. Herpes spreads through direct skin-to-skin contact, but not every kind of skin is the same. The virus actually needs a way to reach the cells underneath the skin's surface in order for it to take hold. That usually happens through areas with thinner skin, like the mouth or areas down there, either front or back, because that tissue is more delicate and easier for the virus to enter. Thicker skin, like what's on your hands, your thighs, or your upper back, for example, is much tougher for the virus to penetrate. But here's the catch. Even skin that looks perfectly fine on the outside usually has tiny invisible openings from shaving, friction, or small cracks that we don't even notice. Those little openings are what make it possible for the virus to enter if there's direct contact with an active sore. That's how things like herpes on the hands, called herpetic whitlow, can happen. It's usually microscopic breaks like around a hangnail or a cuticle or an open cut, that give the virus a way in. The same thing goes for the eyes. The surface of the eye isn't protected by normal skin. It's a mucous membrane. And that type of tissue makes it much easier for the virus to develop if someone accidentally transfers it by touch. That's why it's so important to wash your hands right away if you've touched an active sore and to avoid rubbing your eyes. Now, if you see an active outbreak show up on your lower back or buttocks after having herpes down there, that's something different. It's not a new infection. It's actually the same virus reactivating along the connected nerve pathway from where it originally entered the body, which we'll get into more in a minute. So, while herpes does spread through skin-to-skin contact, the virus still needs a way into the body to cause an infection. And once you've already have antibodies for the same strain, whether that's HSV1 or HSV2, your immune system already knows how to fight it, and it keeps it from popping up anywhere else. Now, let's talk about different herpes strains and how they work. Say if your partner has HSV1 and you have HSV2. You could still get HSV1 and they could get HSV2 in a different area because neither of you have antibodies for it yet. And although HSV1 and HSV2 may seem like the same thing, they're totally different viruses genetically. So your body builds different antibodies for each one, which is why having one doesn't automatically protect you from the other. And finally, let's talk about the difference between reactivation versus reinfection. There are times when herpes can show up on a different part of the body, but this isn't due to reinfection. It's actually the same virus reactivating in a nearby spot that's connected to the same nerve pathway. When herpes first enters the body, it travels down a nerve pathway that's connected to the area where it entered. Once it gets there, it settles into the nerve cells and goes into hiding. Later, when the virus reactivates, it travels back up that same nerve pathway onto the surface of the skin. That's what causes an outbreak in the same general area. So if you notice an outbreak that shows up slightly higher, lower, or even on the other side, it's not a new infection. It's the same virus waking up and traveling along that same network of nerves. And this is where a lot of people get confused. When they hear that herpes can spread, they assume it means that they can keep spreading it to themselves or get it again from their partner. But that's not how it works. Autoinoculation only happens early on before antibodies develop. After that, your immune system acts as a full body shield against that same virus type. So if your partner's active sores touch your skin and you both have HSV2, your body already recognizes it and stops it before it can cause anything new. But again, just to be clear, if you and your partner each have different versions of the virus, things work a little different. If one of you is exposed to the other strain for the first time and an open sore touches one or even a few areas on your body, you could develop outbreaks in those spots. And that's because your body hasn't built antibodies for the other strain yet. So it's possible to get it in more than one place, depending on where the contact happens and whether the virus has a way in, like through thinner skin, broken skin, or a mucous membrane. So here's the bottom line. Once you have HSV1 or HSV2, your body already knows what to do. You've built antibodies that protect you from getting it again, even if your partner has an outbreak. You can't re-catch it from each other, and you can't spread it to a new spot on your body once those antibodies have formed. The only time you need to be mindful is if you're exposed to a different strain or if it's your first outbreak. If the fluids from an open sore come into contact with broken skin or the eyes before antibody has developed, the virus can spread to a new area because your body hasn't built protection yet. And in extremely rare cases, for people with severely weakened immune system, it is possible for outbreaks to appear in multiple places at once. Well, that's all I have for today. If you like today's episode, please like and subscribe to the channel. Also, I want to invite you to join our free online community by downloading the Herpes Wellness app. There you'll have free access to our forums where you can ask questions, seek advice, and help other members along their journeys. And for a limited time, anyone who signs up for the free support membership, we're going to upgrade you to the Connection membership, which includes access to a whole bunch of cool features, such as a listing in our member directory and member search, direct messaging with other members, a group and love connection chat lounge, member-led events, both virtual and in person, plus monthly live streams with me where we talk about everything herpes. Normally, this membership is $19 a month, but you'll get this access for free for as long as you remain a member. And if you're wondering about privacy, we've got you totally covered. The app icon and push notifications say H Wellness. So if someone happens to see your screen, you won't disclose your status unintentionally. So be sure to join us at Herpes Wellness. The link to download the app for both the App Store and Google Play is in the description box below. And if there are any herpes topics you'd like for me to discuss on the show, please leave it in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Thanks again for tuning in, and I will see you the next time on the Herpes Wellness Podcast. Bye for now.